Hello again, this is Hugh from QLC. To speak of the vaccines and people not necessarily being told that they have to take the vaccine, but instead they're being told that they can't go to certain places if they haven't been taking the vaccine. Um, to add to that, I'd just like to talk about the fact that we've already seen reports of people suffering from allergic reactions to the Pfizer vaccine. What if, similar things happen with any of the other vaccines? And if so, if they do go ahead with this vaccine passport idea, are those people who can't take the vaccine due to the potential of having an allergic reaction, are they just banned from football matches and pubs and clubs for the rest of their lives? That would be unfair, wouldn't it? Until they could find a vaccine that would not lead to an allergic reaction in anybody. Obviously, we heard of two people that took the Pfizer uh, BioNTech vaccine and they had allergic reactions to it, but it was said that they had a history of allergic reactions. But nevertheless, these are mRNA vaccines, not just the Pfizer one, but presumably the others, where they have tested thousands of people. Like I read uh, in one report that the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine in phase 3 they tested 40,000 people, and they're still going along with more tests for the next 2 years. But they're still going to be giving people the vaccine, um, in the next few months while they're going to be testing the full effects of the vaccine over the next few years. So basically, they're still carrying out tests, but they heavily encourage us to take either that vaccine or a similar vaccine, whether it's AstraZeneca or any of the others, uh, as soon as we can. So we have to be critical, but we have to be objective. On the one hand, we're all trying to live better lives. We're all trying to get back to the way things were before. Nobody wanted to be in lockdown. Nobody wanted to stay home. Some people got to keep their jobs and work from home. Some people had to lose their jobs. Other people had to keep their jobs but get furlough pay, which is not the same as full-time pay, just to get by. So paying bills was not as easy as before. Um, but yeah, in one way or another, we were all affected by these lockdowns and by the repercussions of the spread of this virus. So we all want to get back to normal. We all want to get back to normal. But so that's on the one hand. And on the other hand, you've got these vaccines. Yeah, people have been tested. Uh, they've um, conducted tests to see how effective these viruses are. I mean, well, sorry, these vaccines are. But you do have to understand, as I said before in my last video, uh, none of these vaccines are 100% effective. And in case of the Pfizer vaccine, there are certain people that are not going to be able to take it uh, for the sake of preventing bodily harm. So if we're going to go for the vaccine passports idea, the idea of banning people from certain places just because they haven't taken the vaccine, the idea of it is flawed even more so because some people, for them, it's better not to take the vaccine in order to, make sure that they are not physically harmed. Um, so, of course, if you watch shows like Good Morning Britain, you'll hear people talk about how it's not about forcing people to do anything. It's not about banning people. It's because people who choose to be unvaccinated have a choice. And since they've chosen to be unvaccinated, then they choose not to go to those places. Well, that's not true, obviously, because of the reasons that I've just mentioned. Another thing that we need to talk about is the fact that I've read, a report, I've read an article about how Boris Johnson wants to ban unvaccinated people from certain football matches. Now, not everybody has even been vaccinated yet, so it would be a little bit unfair, to say the least, to be banning people from football matches that will be taking place in the next few weeks when not everybody, including the people that want to take the vaccine, have been able to take the vaccine because, of course, there's different criteria, different groups of people. Some groups are higher priority than others. For example, immunosuppressed people and the elderly and people working in certain areas where they supposedly need to have the vaccine because they'll be in direct contact regularly with so-called vulnerable people. To me, I understand that they're trying to save the day and help everybody on paper, but in actual fact, uh, going finding roundabout ways to and essentially force people to take the vaccine, whether they want to or not, whether they should take it or not. To me, there must be a better way.